Let's talk about Mercury retrograde. So January 21st on Wednesday all the way to February 11th, Mercury's going backwards. What does it mean? Well, it's going to stay in the same sign of Aquarius, but it would indicate such a perfect time to be studying astrology. It's when the mind is no longer paying attention to the structure of going in order, so things go off. There's kind of a glitch. Things go bumpity bump. Computers can go off. Phones can go off. Can feel like you're not really in sync. But it doesn't mean that necessarily. It just means it's a chance to get your mind, the busiest culprit of all, the monkey mind that we hear about in Buddhism, the mind that has monkeys going crazy and they've got to get put back in their cage. Until we can tell the mind to sit down, this is the esoteric law. It's every spiritual practice. How do I get my mind to be obedient to my soul? How do I get myself to be able to stay in my observer? This is such a great conversation for Mercury retrograde. When things go wrong and it bumps, we all get pissed off. We get, when someone bumps you in the car and you feel that urge to want to attack, or they cut you off, or someone says something mean about you, and your first response is, take a breath. With Mercury going backwards in Aquarius, you can stand on your head and say to yourself, really? Does it really matter? Aquarians know that nothing's as serious as we think. So during this next transit, while Mercury is going retrograde, every time it hits you, every time there's a glitch, it's the opportunity for mindfulness to be aware and to let yourself put the smile on your face. It's easier for me now at this age to really watch my internal dialogue and know the patterns of my thought during Mercury retrograde. That's what I encourage you to do. Make a list of the patterns in your thought, whether it's about money, whether it's about relationship, whether it's about your body, whether it's about health, whether it's about your job. Everyone has a fixation where their mind gets caught in loops. When the observer's on and you can watch it, all of a sudden you become cute, you're human, you're endearing, and we're all in this together. And I can tell you from my practice of 37, 38 years, people all have loops in their heads. And my challenge and my gift first is to identify what's your loop according to your chart, and then secondly, to interrupt it. And once the pattern's interrupted and you go, oh, I'm so emotional, that's my thought process, or oh, I'm so practical, that's my thought process, or gee, I'm so captured by enthusiasm, I have to look for the juice and find some fun, or wow, I'm so verbal, I can't get this thing to stop. Once you realize what your fixation is, there's an off button called awareness that changes the whole story. So use Mercury retrograde from the 21st to the 11th while it's going backwards in Uranus to ask yourself the question, what's the thought process that's got you by the short and curlies? And if you can't figure it out, call me. I'm really good at looking right close, looking at your chart and going, I can figure you out. In fact, I sometimes feel like I know you better than you do.